Good morning. Hello, good morning. Just coming on a few minutes before 9 just to put some links into our chat bar here. There's one. And here's the other one. Okay. There. So if you're able to access the chat, I know not everybody's able to, but if you want, you could say good morning and where you're tuning in from. But you don't have to, of course, if you don't want to. I'll just wait another minute till 9 and we'll start. Uh-oh, my clock say different things. Of course. What's this one say? All right, just a little bit fast on this. Good morning, Terry. Okay, there. All right, so we'll start on time. There's a couple other folks here watching that are joining the chat, Terry, so you're not all alone. Even if you were, you and I can practice together. It's funny. Hi, good morning, Kathy and Monty. It's funny, I turn towards the little chat bar and I feel like I'm talking to you. I'm like, hi, good morning, and looking at the words. It's so bizarre. So I wanted to, first I'll just announce that I put in the links there or in the chat bar, and it's down below as well. The next weekend is the retreat that I'm offering with True North Insight. So I won't be on here doing a live stream. We're hoping to record the retreats on Zoom. Of course, we wouldn't be, just the talks, not going to be recording anybody's conversation if we have some chat questions. So that folks that have registered for the retreat will be able to receive those talks if they can't be there for that actual part of the sit. And so to know that, we have other commitments and stuff these days, and if you're not able to attend the time slots where I'll be teaching live on Zoom and practicing with you, that you can just receive the recording, technology all working as we hope it will, and can catch up and watch those in your own time or watch them again. And the times, they're in the link. You can read more about, so that first link, Eventbrite, that I've posted in the chat here or below this meditation for more information. The times are 10 to 11:30 in the morning. We'll have a sit and instructions of a theme kind of to attend to for the day. And then between 11:30 and 1 is your time to do what you need to do. Good morning, Rebecca. And to practice if you're able. Of course, it's all practice, but hopefully to bring mindfulness to whatever it is you're doing. In the afternoon, we can gather again for a guided meditation. And then again, between 2 and 4 is your time to continue practicing. And usually we leave the Zoom room meditation hall kind of open, and sometimes I'll come in and sit if I'm able to. And so you'll find that people will just kind of be there sitting if that's what fits for their schedule. And then 4 till 5:30 will be another sit and Q&A or a talk in the evening, before dinner, and then the evening is yours to continue practicing. So that same schedule for Saturday and Sunday. You do not have to have any experience with meditation. So that's next weekend, so I won't be on here doing a live stream. Also, next Wednesday, I've put the second link there, which is from the Barry Center for Buddhist Studies. I'm going to be attending that retreat on what gets left out. It's what gets left out of our Theravadan Buddhist tradition. They're investigating the cultural frameworks, patriarchy, colonialism, norms of modernity, and how that shapes what's included and shapes what gets left out. So I'm really, this was a recommended course to me, which I'm really looking forward to. So next Wednesday, I'm going to be, I put the link there. Maybe you'll join me. That would be awesome. And it's kind of they call it a course. Yeah. And also, one more announcement. I'm looking at, and I have to, work out a lot of the tech issues, but thankfully our daughter's sweetheart is a wonderful tech assistant. Thank you, Riley, and family member. So I'm looking at teaching again in the Yurt studio and recording the teachings and then uploading them after the fact to YouTube. Kind of best of both worlds, I hope. So for those of us who are looking forward to getting back into the studio, and others that aren't able to access the studio or choose not to, the talks and practices will still be available, uploading somehow. Good morning, Supriya. You made it. That's lovely. Aren't you moving today? Oh my. I was thinking of you. I'm glad you're here. So I think that's all the announcements. So this may be the last kind of live stream like this. I don't know yet. I'm still trying to, figure out if it's actually going to work for me to do it that way from the studio and upload. Oh, okay. So check out the link for the retreat, please, and share it. It's next weekend. Last time I checked in, there was about 13 people registered. I'd like to have lots more, and but I will be happy that I was surprised there was anyone. So there's always that aspect of me that's like, oh, there's not going to be anyone. Oh gosh. And this is kind of what the talk is about this morning, is this kind of compassion to all these different aspects of ourselves. I've been learning a lot and enjoying a process with my partner, my life partner, of a therapeutic model called internal family systems that I've been finding helpful. And I find it really relatable to these practices, and yeah, so that's something you may be interested in checking out with a certified, qualified counselor. And in my very, very limited experience of it, it's just a way of becoming. We're already in relationship with all these parts of ourselves, all these different aspects of ourself. Self, we understand what that means in this context, and relative and absolute self. So this relative being, it's a way of deepening and changing the relationship of parts with each other. So the practice of meditation I would like to offer today is kind of a personal exploration I'm doing related to metta and compassion, loving kindness, friendly relationship, and compassion. One of my favorite phrases, teachings from that I heard on the 3-month retreat. Oh, I have hiccups a little bit. One sec. Okay. That compassion is when metta, or friendliness, loving kindness, this relationship of kindness. Compassion is when metta meets suffering and stays loving. I love that. Compassion is when metta, or friendliness, loving kindness, meets with suffering, meets it, acknowledges it, and stays loving. And so often with ourselves, when we meet suffering, we don't stay loving with it. We're like, oh, that's got to go. I got to fix that. I got to get rid of that. It shouldn't be like that for me. It's usually easier for us to meet suffering with friendliness when it's in someone else, and we can attend to someone, hear someone, befriend, make space, respond, take action. With ourselves, this is often much more difficult. And so this is a practice to develop this different pathway to what is already here. So that, good morning, Geeti. So that underneath of all the underneath, when we look at a presenting thing, which is usually irritation or anger, frustration, or overwhelm, something a little more gross, if you will. When we look under that, we often may experience sadness or fear or loneliness, something more tender. And when we look underneath, all of the underneath of the underneath, what we find out when we really look deeply is that the deepest wish for happiness, the deepest wish to be safe, the deepest wish to be well, safety, to be loved, to be accepted. And we all have this in our deepest layer, and sometimes it's very covered over. And so the practice today, and hopefully all of our days, is to recover this pathway, to rediscover, to unearth this pathway to this deepest aspect of our being, which means all of our beings, all beings, into this relationship. And so this is, as I was saying, something that's already there. It's human nature to want to be safe, to want to be loved, to want to be happy. And not only, so there's kind of these two directions of deep, deep in, deep, deep, deep is deep seed. And at the same time, or in relationship to this, is an absolutely infinite, unbounded, immeasurable, boundless, radiant love, compassion, equanimity, and joy. And it's one of those things you have to, where faith and practice comes in. If it's not something you felt, you just have to take someone's word for it for a while. That's not a concept. It is actually a felt experience of unbounded awareness itself is this quality of absolutely, completely infinite, not choosing who we love, who we care for, who we're compassionate for, absolutely unbounded, immeasurable. And these are called the boundless qualities of the heart mind, if you will. So I find it, I kind of find it helpful that we have to, no, we don't have to, but it's helpful to turn in and get close to tenderly opening to this pathway of remembering these deep aspects within ourselves. And then from there, the radiant quality that the Buddha spoke of infinite, radiant, undiscriminatory compassion and love. Okay, and this takes courage, particularly to turn towards our deepest suffering. It takes courage, and it takes self-respect. Also takes some trust to know that you can do that it's possible, that is there for you. And you can cultivate and touch that. I heard Vinny, what's his name? Vinny. He's a wonderful Dharma teacher. He was with Dharma Punks. Sorry, Vinny. I hate not remembering somebody's name. Vinny, what's your name? Dear teacher. Nizark? No. Oh, Dharma. I can't find it right now. I'll find it. Ferraro. Yes. Vinny Ferraro. Lovely teacher. And he said, you've got to feel it to heal it. Well, who knows who said that? I heard him say it. You've got to feel it to heal it. It's catchy. It's cute. But it's true. To start to trust and tenderly turn towards and touch these places within ourselves and within our world. So to really meet and heal this world, which is in such great despair, we have to be able to meet this despair that's here. Of course, if we can't meet this, how can we possibly meet and respond wisely to what's happening in the world? And as I was mentioning, often with our internal places of deep suffering, they're hidden, repressed. We try to fix them. The manager part of ourselves, tries to protect and fix, and there can be shaming. There's kind of an abandoning of ourselves, leaving to not be able to be intimate with ourselves, and a sense of abandoning our own pain. I was talking with my dear friend the other day about how I certainly agree that sometimes this suppression, if you will, is skillful, is needed. We sometimes need to choose to that something is too raw, too tender, too inflamed, too close to fully meet with. And so that's actually a wise discernment, is to know how much of this can I touch? We often talk about titrating, like a homeopathic medicine, to just take a small dose and then just come back to wishes for happiness and peace. So it's kind, friendly presence with our pain rather than abandoning ourselves. It's this metta with the suffering, which is what creates compassion. Kind, friendly attention. That it's pretty easy to give this to other people, but if we haven't done this with ourselves, we cannot really show up for others, I think. Stephen Levine said this, so good. To heal is to touch with love that which was previously touched by fear. What? To heal is to touch with love that which was previously touched by fear. Isn't that amazing? Stephen Levine. Levine, I think. Could be Levine. Yeah, so this is what the practice is this morning. Anything else I want to say about that? Embracing our deepest selves. A place to meet myself where I have felt the most unmet. A place to meet myself where I have felt most unmet. And again, this may be too tender to go to that place where you have felt most unmet, but we're clearing the pathway back to remembering that, which, might come with time. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. So this will be a guided practice today with some shorter periods of silence where you continue the practice on your own. And it's so traditionally in these practices of Brahma Vihara, divine abodes, remembering this deep touching into these deep places of wishes for friendliness, kindness. We begin with ourselves, as I said, which is often the most hardest for people. I think the idea originally is that, you begin with yourself because that's the easiest. And from there, because originally in the commentaries, those that wrote these practices, I believe, thought that was easiest. But in our culture, our modern times, this is often the hardest because we are so hard on ourselves. Good morning, Patty. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about self-compassion today. Okay, so this there was something else there about traditionally it goes through these categories of being as we gradually radiate. Sometimes the practice is just an open radiating in all directions of these qualities. As I talked about today, we're going to come in, hold closely and dearly within ourselves what is suffering, and then let that gradually open to a more radiant practice. So traditionally we go through categories of what's called benefactor. Benefactor means a teacher, a guide, a mentor in your life. It could be an animal being. It could be, a guide that you haven't personally met. It could be some, like Dalai Lama or something. And then it then moves to what's called the beloved or friendly being. Someone that is really easy for the heart to connect to good wishes for, where there's no hesitance. I often use one of my dogs for this. I should say both of my dogs, but there's one where it's really easy to just feel, oh my gosh, let me maybe safe, maybe well. So it doesn't even have to be a human. And so this friendly being, and then neutral, which is someone there isn't a being where there isn't a strong like or dislike for, more neutral. Then we can go to the unfriendly or slightly difficult relationship. And lastly, all beings. But today, we're instead of these categories of beings being external to us, they're going to be aspects of ourselves. So I'm going to guide this in a way that each of these kind of different parts of ourselves are internal, and we're turning towards those internally. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, and I know that it's very difficult for me personally, and maybe you're better at this than I am, to meditate, practice in front of with a phone or with a computer, with a tablet. For me, I'd rather go and sit on my meditation cushion and meditate after a guided thing, or move away from the screen. So if you'd like to do that, move away from the screen and lay down or sit down. With this practice, you really want to be comfortable. So all you need is to be able to hear my voice. If you're following with the guided, you could minimize your screen. You could X out of all the other tabs that are open. Put your device away from your hand, your mouse, or your touchpad, so that we can really tuck into the heart. Otherwise, it'll just be words, which is fine because they may land in some way for you as well. All right, I think that's all the preamble. Yeah, so it's important to get comfortable. Really start with kindness to your body. I'm stuck in this office chair, which is not great for me, but I'm just going to move around here so I get comfortable. Take my feet wider. So if you choose to, begin to set aside any busyness with the hands. And set aside any busyness with the eyes. Let the eyes come to rest. And for you, I hope you also have the opportunity to let the mouth come to rest. I'll have to keep mine active for a bit longer. So as the hands, the eyes, the mouth, throat, tongue start to settle, see if you can feel that ease, that settling, sliding across your throat and neck and into and across the shoulders. So the shoulders feel heavier, resting, dropping some burdens. See if the breath needs a softening, releasing, or sighing as the shoulders feel their weight. What would it feel like if the belly could feel soft enough to really let go of any holding that feels safe to let go of in this moment? And maybe you don't realize the belly is holding until it lets go. In the same way, we might not know the jaw or the tongue or the heart is holding until we see, is it possible to let go right now? And then we feel, oh, it was. And as the upper body becomes a little softer, it might transfer a sense of heaviness through the back body or through the hips, legs, feet. where we can feel ourselves plug into the ground, plug into our relationship with the ground, our intimacy with the ground. Feel that ground in relationship with you, holding you. And then you can either rest your awareness through the rest of this meditation with your whole body, or you might like to kind of gather your awareness in the area of the heart center, the center of the chest. Just feeling whatever sensations are felt here in the body or in the heart center. And then begin to gather in your ancestors, the ones that are safe for you, the ones that may not be known to you. This includes your benefactors, your teachers, the guides in your life, animal companions, and kind of feel them gathering in around you, sitting behind you and beside you. And it's safe for them to be closer than 2 meters apart, so they can just tuck right in around you if you like. A sense of all those who have supported you in your life. You don't need to gather names or stories, just a felt experience of that support, creating safety for you here and now. And as they gather, they're guiding you towards touching into the place within yourself that is a teacher, your own inner guide, mentor, benefactor, the aspect of yourself that is wise, is compassionate, is kind, has offered generosity and kindness to others, has guided and taught you and others. Feel into this aspect of yourself, your own being. Sometimes there might kind of be a felt experience of where this part of you is residing. Stay present in your own body with your sensations here and now, touching into this wise aspect of your being. As much as you're able, and it's okay if you can't connect to a felt sense of this, just stay with the intention of it. And then extend this pathway, these wishes of cultivating this pathway into relationship with this part of yourself. May you be happy. You're speaking to that part of yourself. May you be safe. May you be free from suffering. May you be protected. May you flourish. You can repeat silently whatever phrases resonate for you, or just rest in this felt sense of connection. And then just gently beginning to transition from this connection to our own aspect of being a benefactor, a teacher, guide, mentor. Acknowledging this part within ourselves and letting it um, settle back for a moment. And we'll now turn our attention to this loved one part of ourselves, the friendly relationship, the aspect of yourself that's absolutely the easiest to feel loving kindness towards. For some of us, for many, perhaps it's an image, a felt sense of ourselves as a child, or someone younger. Or it could be not, might not be that for you, but some aspect of yourself where you can just feel without hesitation, compassion, kindness, wishes. And just take a moment to feel into that relationship with yourself. Hello, sweetheart. Hello, dear one. I see you. And extending this heart path, may you be happy. May you be safe. May you be well. May you be free from suffering. Hello, sweetheart. And some people like placing a hand on their heart or their belly or their face. Hello, sweetheart. I see you. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be peaceful. I've got you. I see you. A few more breaths here, acknowledging this part of our being that is easy for the heart to connect with, this dear one, friendly, loved aspects of ourselves. Taking a deeper breath if you need, and just feel your whole body sitting here and now, present moment. As we gently transition now to what traditionally is called the neither friendly nor unfriendly, the neutral part of ourselves. And so this might show up as the kind of unknown parts that, we can really feel and pay attention to, the parts we love about ourselves. And we really feel and pay attention to the parts we hate and dislike and shut away or try to fix. And then there's all the everything else, the neutral parts that are not usually paid attention to. So as you feel into that, it might feel a little bit wider. Just feeling your whole body sitting in this moment. All the sensations in the body that are often ignored. The very subtle. All these experiences of the heart and mind that are often ignored, that may be quite subtle. Places that may feel unknown, unseen, ignored, abandoned. The whole self. So we're just feeling into all the in-between places that are in between friendly and unfriendly. Saying hello to all of the everything. Hello, neutral parts of me that are often not attended to. I wish you happiness. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be protected. May you be well. May you be known. May you be free from suffering. And it may be hard to stay attentive with this part because of its neutrality. It's not as charged as the friendly and the unfriendly. Just notice if that happens and come back into relationship. And a few more breaths here. Perhaps there's a sense of feeling a little more complex, a little more whole in our extreme diversity of all these aspects within us. And so now very gently, tenderly, with kindness, we turn towards the unfriendly within us. We turn towards the parts of ourselves that we feel ashamed of or overwhelmed by, the angry part, the judging part, perhaps the abandoned, the unwanted, the parts we want to fix, get rid of. And Joseph Goldstein refers to this practice of compassion helps us diminish the subtle cruelty of indifference. parts of ourselves that we tend to be a little cruel towards, harsh towards. Hello, dear one. I see you. I wish for you too to also be happy. May you be happy. May you be safe. I know you're acting out because you don't feel safe. May you be well. I know you're afraid because you're afraid of being unwell. May you be well. May you be free from suffering. I see you. Extend loving, kind attention towards this aspect of myself. Kissing our wounds. Embracing our deepest selves. Notice if you're into any stories about this, let that go with the breath and just feel into the relationship. Feel into this cultivation of this pathway to this opening to this part. Few more breaths here with this tenderness. And now from this place of having gathered in, gather in all these aspects of ourself, our complexity, our unwantedness, our wantedness. From this gathered in meeting, we open now into this sense of radiance. From your deepest underneath, this wish for safety, love, happiness begins to radiate through your whole being. It might just feel like a breath. It might feel like tingling or waves, or it might just feel like a thought, a wish. Whole being. Top of the head, tips of the toes, fingertips, all the neutral places, the elbows and side of the calf muscle and the behind the ears, whole being. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be peaceful. May you be seen, loved, accepted. It's okay if you don't feel that and the mind jumps in, just it's a practice. Just come back to the words, the felt sense, and then let this radiate beyond your skin. Your energy body is larger than your skin body. So you could feel this as a sense of aura, as just a field of awareness, like a sphere all around your body, all directions. Radiate into that space. And let that embrace these ancestors and benefactors that are around you. And this is not something you need to do or control, it already is. And you're just letting yourself feel what already is. This immeasurable, abundant, radiant, boundless compassion and love is now filling your home or your space wherever you're practicing right now. The walls, the ceiling, the floor, all that space, and all the beings in that space, without exception. Beyond the walls, beyond the roof, neighbors, all the beings in the soil, the many-legged, all the beings in the air, the winged, in the water, the finned. The trees, the earth, community. No need to think about this or visualize or push. It's already there. Infinite. Way beyond all the lines drawn in the sand between who we accept and don't accept. Beyond the lines drawn in the sand of the borders and boundaries of my city, my country, my people. All directions around this whole planet and beyond if you can. All beings everywhere. All beings everywhere wish to be happy. All beings everywhere, may you be happy. All beings everywhere wish to be safe and well. All beings everywhere, may you be safe, may you be well. All beings everywhere wish to be free from suffering. All beings everywhere, may you be free from suffering, including this being, myself. Stay with this abundant, immeasurable intention and sensation as you hear these 3 bells. Feel the radiance of this vibration extending. may you, may all beings be free from dukkha, suffering. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a few moments here if you want to put anything in the chat. And thank you for your Donna, your support. There's links for myself and for True North Insight. And please check out the link for the retreat. The second link in the chat bar here is for the one I'm going to be attending, so I won't be on here Wednesday night. I'll be at this What Gets Left Out, Expanding Practice, Community, and Freedom from the Barre Center for Buddhist Studies. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I also won't be on the live stream. We'll be on the retreat, and I hope some of you will be able to join in. And if you can't attend at the times that are listed in the link, check out the link. There's a sliding scale as well. And the talks will be recorded, practices will be recorded, so you can do them in your own time, if that's better for you. It's probably the only retreat like that oh, Giselle, you were here. Hello, dear one. That's so nice. Yeah, I think that's it. So check out the retreat link, and maybe I'll see you there next weekend. Okay, that's it. Any other hellos or goodbyes or questions or challenges? Did anything feel helpful or hard with that? Inner family systems, exactly. And our greater family system. Lovely. I love that. Inner family system and greater family system. Right on, Rebecca. Nailed it. That's such a great way to put it. Good. Okay. I'm off to hike in the forest for the day, and I hope you do something sweet and kind and gentle for your being. Hey, Katie, welcome. You're welcome, Kathy. Okay. See you.